In a small, cold apartment in London, a father once counted coins on the kitchen table and realized they were not enough to save his child. London is known for its bright lights and endless opportunities. But for Daniel Carter, his wife Emily, and their little son Oliver, the city felt cold and unforgiving. They lived in a tiny one-bedroom flat in East London. The wallpaper was peeling. The heater worked only when it wanted to. At night, Daniel and Emily whispered about bills so their son wouldn't hear. Daniel was educated. He had studied computer science. He was brilliant with programming, systems, and data. But every interview ended the same way. "We're sorry. We need someone with experience." Experience? How could he gain experience if no one gave him a chance? Months passed. Savings disappeared. Pride slowly turned into silent stress. One winter evening, Oliver developed a high fever. His small body burned as Emily held him close. Daniel rushed to the pharmacy, heart pounding. He stood there, staring at the price of the medicine. It was more than the money in his wallet. For a moment, he felt something break inside him. Back home, Emily tried to stay strong. "It's okay," she whispered. "We'll figure it out." Relatives helped once, then maybe twice. But everyone had their own struggles. Nobody had extra money. The calls became shorter. The help stopped. Daniel didn't blame them. He blamed himself. The next morning before sunrise, he went to the local market. He found work pushing heavy carts loaded with goods for small shops. Rain or cold wind, he worked. The pay was barely enough for food. His hands became rough. His back ached. But every evening, he came home and smiled for Oliver. After Oliver fell asleep, Daniel opened his old laptop. It was slow and cracked, but it still worked. While the city slept, he practiced coding. He built small apps. He fixed open source projects. He took free online courses. Emily watched him sometimes. "You're exhausted," she said softly. "I'm building our future," Daniel replied. One night he saw an online job posting. A small tech startup in London was looking for a junior developer. They preferred experience, but they valued skill. Daniel hesitated. Then he sent his portfolio. Days passed, no response. Then one afternoon, while pushing a heavy cart at the market, his phone vibrated. It was an email, interview invitation. His hands shook. At the interview, Daniel didn't pretend. He told the truth. About the market, about the night's coding, about his family. He showed them what he built. They didn't see a man without experience. They saw talent. A week later, he received the offer. It wasn't a huge salary, but it was a beginning. The first months were hard. He worked twice as hard as everyone else. He learned quickly, solved problems others couldn't, stayed late, asked questions. Within 2 years, he was leading projects. Within 5 years, he became a partner in the company. Money started flowing into their lives, but it didn't change their hearts. They moved into a comfortable house. Oliver attended a good school. Emily finally stopped worrying about heating bills. But Daniel never forgot the pharmacy moment. The coins on the table, the fever, the helplessness. One evening, sitting at their new dining table, he told Emily, "I never want another father to stand in a pharmacy and feel what I felt." That was the beginning of something bigger. Daniel invested in community projects. He helped build private schools in underprivileged areas. He funded kindergartens where children from low-income families could study for free. He sponsored apartment buildings with affordable housing. He supported small businesses and opened local shops that created jobs. People asked him why he gave so much away. He always answered the same, "Because I remember." Oliver grew up watching his father not just succeed, but serve. Years later, when Oliver asked, "Dad, how did we become rich?" Daniel smiled. "We didn't become rich when we earned money," he said. "We became rich when we decided to help others." The small flat in East London was long gone, but its lessons remained forever. And somewhere in London, a child received medicine because of a father who once couldn't afford it. Final line for emotional ending. Sometimes the greatest success doesn't begin with opportunity. It begins with desperation, faith, and a decision never to give up.